Robin Williams is a name that has been associated with laughter, comedy, and more tragically, mental health awareness. The actor and comedian was one of the greatest entertainers Hollywood has ever had to date, as proved by his several million fans around the globe, endorsements of fellow comedic and acting legends like Christopher Reeve and Jim Carrey, and several prestigious awards he's won like the Academy Award, 6 Golden Globe Awards, and 2 Emmy Awards, not mentioning his several nominations. But what is the truth behind the tragic passing of Robin Williams? What led the actor to take his life during the prime of it? To understand this, let's look at his life and understand him as a person. Robin McLaurin Williams was born on July 21, 1951 in Chicago, Illinois, and was very quiet as a child in comparison to his exuberant nature, which we all know him well for. Robin's parents came from well-founded backgrounds, his father working as a senior executive at Ford, and his mother being a former model. This would provide Robin the opportunity to study in several good schools, and was transferred to the private Detroit Country Day School at the age of 12 after his father received a transfer to the area, where he was raised on a property that consisted of a palatial 40-room farmhouse, which was situated on a 20-acre piece of land. A rather comfortable life. Robin was notably excelling in school life, with notable achievements in both physical and mental aspects. He was a part of the school wrestling club and also elected class president. But the most notable thing that would put him in the spotlight was his outgoing and exuberant nature, which began to break through his shy nature with his involvement in the school drama club when he joined high school at Redwood High School in Larkspur. His passion for the theater arts would overtake him in college, as he would pursue a career in acting, dropping out of studying political science at Claremont's Men's College in California, and joining the College of Marine, which is a community college located in California, to study theater for 3 years. His talents and roots in improvisational comedy, his specialty, would become evident to his teachers and peers when he was cast as the character Fagin in the play Oliver. His improvisational bits during drama school would always leave his fellow cast members rolling on the floor, solidifying his special talent for making others light up. His great potential would soon be realized within the drama and acting sphere, as he was accepted with a full scholarship to the most prestigious art school of all time in the United States, the Juilliard School, in the year 1973. His talent would be of notice, as he was one of only 20 students accepted in the freshman batch of that same year. To add more credibility to his talent, Robin and another notable name, Christopher Reeve, who was his batchmate and his best friend, would be the only 2 other people accepted by John Houseman, the prominent British-American actor, into the advanced program at Juilliard. Robin would go on a trailblaze through his life at Juilliard, wowing and impressing everyone with this talent. Reeve would testify that even the leading experts in their respective acting fields, like, for example, Edith Skinner, a world-class accent specialist, would be baffled by Robin's talent to not just impersonate, but act out a plethora of different accents with wit and charm, not something your average Broadway actor could do on the spot. Robin would enter the stand-up comedy scene in 1976 by performing in the San Francisco Bay Area. He would move to California and work bars and famous stand-up comedy centers like the Comedy Store. Williams would have his debut in the world of TV entertainment when he would have a part in the revival of the TV show Laugh-In. He would find success further on in shows like Mork and Mindy, 1978, Off the Wall, 1978, and An Evening with Robin Williams, 1983. He would receive his first accolade in the year 1980 with a Grammy Award in the Best Comedy Album genre for his live show at Copacabana, New York, called Reality, What a Concept, recorded in 1979. Williams would also act in several cult classic movies like Mrs. Doubtfire and Dead Poets Society, garnering him a great amount of fame and several more accolades. The 70s and 80s would be an era for increasing recreational use of hard drugs among celebrities, for relieving stress and disassociating from the immense pressure the life of competitive stardom gave. Robin would become a part of this, as he would rely on cocaine to relieve stress, as he would put it. While others used cocaine to boost their energy, Robin claimed it helped to calm his nerves and slow him down. The death of his friend and actor, John Belushi, in 1982, and the birth of his son Zach, was a wake-up call for Robin. He would proceed to quit cocaine altogether. His battle with alcohol, however, would be longer. Robin began to drink in the year 2003 while acting in the movie The Big White, and checked himself into a rehab center in Oregon in 2006 after proclaiming himself an alcoholic. He would admit that he struggled to maintain sobriety and would check himself in for alcoholism again at a rehab center in 2014. Under all the smiles, Robbins's mental health would start to decline from the substance abuse, or so it would seem. His declining physical health and a series of wrong diagnoses would start to add to his averse mental state, culminating in the actor taking his own life. Robin was diagnosed with early-stage Parkinson's disease 3 months before his death. Due to the nature of the disease and Robin's mental condition, he would only inform his wife and children from all 3 of his marriages about his condition and urge them to keep it private as he was not ready to share this information with the public. This diagnosis would turn out to be false as discovered later. Robin would be unable to explain his severe depression and anxiety to anyone, so he would plan to visit a neurocognitive function facility to understand why he felt that way, but he would never make it to the appointment. Robin McLaurin Williams would unfortunately take his own life soon after. He was discovered dead in his room on the morning of August 11, 2014. He would be found hanging by a belt which was secured fast to the doorpost of his closet room. While the official cause of death would be asphyxia and the latent cause being ruled as depression, the real killer would be the misdiagnosed disease that would soon be found to be Lewy body dementia, a devastating neurocognitive disease that explained all the symptoms Robin was experiencing, like paranoia, insomnia, memory loss, and most importantly, depression. It is a disease still very misunderstood today. Although Robbins's publicist would release a statement shortly after saying that the actor suffered from severe depression, leading the public to believe that to be the cause of his suicide, his autopsy report would finally reveal the cause behind his years of mental anguish and struggle. It was discovered that his brain had Lewy bodies, which would be the primary cause for his declining mental health. Lewy bodies can be defined as abnormally large clumps of protein cells that essentially take over the brain of a person and lead to the deadly neurocognitive disease, Lewy body dementia, or LBD for short. These Lewy bodies are said to account for 15% of all dementia cases. The disease presents itself in mainly 3 visible stages. The first stage is the impairment of motor functions, the second is the impairment of cognitive functions and loss of memory, and finally, it is neuropsychiatric symptoms like hallucinations and schizophrenia. The US alone has about 1 million people who suffer from this disease. But even though the disease is debilitating and destructive, the doctors admit that Robbins's mind put up a fight like no other could. Sarah Schneider, Robin's wife, would remark that although he had scheduled a visit at the neurocognitive facility, he was worried that he would be locked up for being unwell. Sarah would go on to say that depression was not the leading cause anymore for her husband's death, but rather one symptom of, let's say, 50. Experts who have analyzed Robin's brain tissue have agreed that he was suffering from one of the most aggressive versions of the disease they've seen to date. Experts agree that Lewy body dementia is one of the most aggressive and fast-progressing diseases out there. Dr. Miller, Director of Memory and Aging at the University of California, San Francisco, who was one of the experts on the disease, would go on to comment, "It really amazed me that Robin could walk or move at all," which would be a true testament as to what a fighter Robin was. Robin McLaurin Williams's life would bring smiles to many, and his passing would bring awareness to all about the silent cries for help, every person who suffers from LBD and other similar neurocognitive diseases. Robin's struggle with Lewy body dementia would inspire the wife of the late actor, Sarah Schneider, to contact director Tyler Norwood to make a documentary on the actor's life and struggle with the disease, helping to raise awareness of diseases like Lewy body dementia. Sarah would go on to share her experiences of what her husband went through during the last 1.5 years of his life, helping the masses to understand the struggles of many through a single documentary called Robin's Wish. The life of Robin Williams is now celebrated for the smiles and happiness he brought to everyone, even through all the pain he suffered, and let his life be a lesson to all of us to never judge a book by its cover.